Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one today. Uh, I'm gonna get straight into the video. This video today is about strengthening your presence. Strengthening your presence and how emotions, how to navigate emotions, how to navigate really rough emotions or traumatic emotions to win more of your presence back and to strengthen your presence. In this context, when I speak about presence, it can be interchangeable with the mind if you see it that way, but I will say presence because I do believe there's a distinction between your presence, which I feel is more of what you are, what we truly are, and the mind, which I believe is a concoction of a bunch of ideas that we have about ourselves and that we were taught about ourselves and taught about the world. Cumulative knowledge rather than absolute knowledge. So it's gonna be a really quick one. Strengthening your presence, strengthening your mind, all boils down to your ability to be present with whatever is in your energy field. That is thoughts, energies, and vibrations. When I say energies, I'm talking more emotional content. Thoughts, of course, we all know what thoughts are, but they could be mental negativity, overthinking when your mind is going 100 miles an hour sometimes. All of these are different conditions: emotions, sad, happiness, depression, all these type of things, right? Well, why is strengthening your presence even important? So when we experience these things, like when we experience thoughts or overthinking, overwhelm, sadness, depression, happiness, all of these are different conditions, and depending on your traumas, depending on your background, these conditions have the power to make us go into subconscious or go unconscious. And what I mean is we move into a reactive state. Like a sadness come up, if you're uncomfortable with sadness, well, if you're uncomfortable with discomfort, that's a cheat code, but if you're uncomfortable with sadness, if you pay close attention, you'll notice that your presence diminishes. You start to make yourself small, or you try to distract yourself, or something along the lines of that. Mentally, thoughts, certain thought forms, when certain thoughts come that actually end up triggering emotions sometimes. Certain thoughts come, it's the same thing, it's the same process. You'll go into like a subconscious, like you'll go to a low consciousness, a low awareness, and you'll be mostly reacting and just kind of blindly responding. A good example of this is that I've noticed sometimes in the past, and you probably noticed this too. Let me know down in the comment section if you have. But sometimes, I'm gonna stop right here real quick. Have you ever noticed you were overcome by emotion, or like you're having a conversation with a significant other or a loved one, and you'll get overcome by some very challenging emotion, and you may be telling yourself in your mind like, I don't want to behave a certain way, but then you watch yourself behave that way, and it's almost like you can't even control yourself. That's an example of going unconscious. That's an example of being overtaken and being reactive to emotions. So how do we heal that? How do we evolve that? Well, it really boils down to this, y'all. When certain emotions come into our body, into our field, certain thoughts, we have a habit of how we handle that, and the body naturally kind of responds to the habit we developed. And basically, the habit is your response. When this happens, I respond this way. When this happened, I respond this way. You what we essentially are trying to do is change our relationship to when this happened, how we relate to it. I think the greatest way that you can relate to anything when it comes to strengthening your presence is being able to be present with it without it moving you. Happiness come, you're able to experience happiness. I'm feeling happy, but you're still present. It's not reactive. I'm not reacting like, oh, I'm happy now. Now I'll go do some shit that I regret because happiness takes me out of my pivot. Or when you're sad, sadness is the same thing, interchangeable with everything. So practically, in a practical sense, you just sit with it. You just sit with the emotion that's present. You don't have to force it to do anything. You just have to feel it. Feel it. It's gonna come. It's gonna sneak up. Sometimes it get in before you even know that it's in. As your awareness start to expand and your presence grow, you'll start to feel these things come closer to you. But once you're aware that you got some feeling, a lot of people, a lot of therapists I know say, name your feelings, but sometimes you don't have the name for the feeling. Sometimes there is no name for a certain thing you feeling. That's why I mentioned vibration earlier, because sometimes it's just an amalgam of vibrations. And what you do is that you feel it out. You stay present with it as long as you can. Even if it's like 5 minutes, like if you got something that's going on with you, like, and it's heavy, try as much as you can to just be present with it, like non-reactive, detached as it's there. And if it start getting too heavy and it pulls you to like want to do something to relieve it or to stop feeling it, cool. We all got a threshold. It's like a muscle. But as long as you can, whenever you can, especially with emotions and thought patterns that you have that you struggle with, start sitting with it. Start just being present with it and not moving as much and as long as you can. Even if you don't transmute it all the way, transmutation is what starts happening. Alchemy starts happening. Growth, expansion, healing start happening. You have to sit with something so long. If you able to stay present with it a long time, you will notice that it come and it go. That and you will notice relief symptoms. You'll start yawning. That's the body's way, because the body is feeling these things. The body is experiencing these thoughts and these emotions too. But you'll start yawning, sneezing. You might cough. I mean, you might fart, burp. Shit. It's a lot of ways. You might yawn. You might get sleepy. It's a lot of things that happens when you alchemize vibrations. And the long-term benefit is when that sensation, a vibration, emotion, a thought come up again in the future, or something else come to trigger, that will be far less power that it takes from you. That'll be far less presence that it takes from you. And you'll also notice that you'll show up different in your relationships, in any place that you are. You know, that comes with its own challenges. When you have healed something that the people around you struggle with, that's where the Bible wisdom come in. Like, if you correct a wise man, The wise man will love you and appreciate you for it, but if you correct the fool, they'll be angry at you. The fools who are clueless and they rather stay clueless, in other words, in order to feel a sense of okayness with themselves, they build this facade and ego. It's understandable. But when they build the facade to make themselves feel like they better, but when you walk in there and you actually healed from it, you have this calmness and it's in your presence. You've transmuted that energy, so it's in your presence without you saying or doing anything. That person then starts to get triggered, and it just happened by itself. That's the way consciousness works. So that's all I'm gonna touch on today. That's it for this video. If you're new, my name is D Hemp. If you enjoyed the video, just let me know. Let me know what you got out of it. And let me know what you think about some of the concepts that I shared today. That being said, whether today is a good day or a bad day, or whether you are seeing the breakthrough or still waiting on the breakthrough, the greatest place that you can come from is where? Right where you are. Not perfect, just real. All right? I wish you peace, love, and abundance. What the hell is abundance? I wish you peace, love, and abundance every single day, especially when it rains. And I got other videos right here, y'all, on the channel where you can check out some of my previous videos where I talk about abundance and being able to navigate the storm. So I'll go ahead and check some of those out too, man. It's D Hemp signing out.